Well, one of the Southeast's premier wildlife rehabilitation centers is just a short drive away in Banner Elk, North Carolina.
Yeah, the Dan and Diane May Wildlife Rehabilitation Center on Lees McRae College is the only rehabilitation center on a college campus in the U.S.
That is really cool. The center treats over 1,400 animals, everything from bunnies to bobcats. We have some of them with us today. Director Nina Fischesser joins us now with a closer look at a few of the animals, including, we've been watching the squirrel.
Yeah.
He's had his coffee this morning, we think. But great to have you guys. Thank you for getting up.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, and look at these creatures that you brought in today.
Yes, this is Thunder, and Thunder is a leucistic white squirrel from Brevard, North Carolina. There's a whole population down there of white squirrels, and Thunder, unfortunately,
he is having fun.
Wow.
He was a baby and fell from his nest and hit his head, and so he's kind of special.
Okay.
And so he's been with us for about 4 or 5 years now.
A whole population in this area?
Yes, they're famous for their white squirrels. So if you go to Brevard, North Carolina, you'll see them. And here we have 2 different species of owls. This is a eastern screech owl, and this is a barred owl. The barred owl is, the barred and the screech owl are common all over Johnson City, all over North Carolina and the United States. And you can hear them at night. The barred owl goes, ooh, 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 or who cooks for you? And the screech owl does a sound that goes,
So that's what we're hearing at night. And then does each animal have a story that comes into you?
They do, and the screech owl was hit by a car, and so she can't fly anymore. And the barred owl was found as a baby, and the people raised her, and she is a imprinted bird, so she doesn't really know that she's a barred owl.
That is a cool story.
Yes.
And then we brought some other folks, so we're going to go ahead and switch some of these out, but the students here.
Right, and we talk about how each of these animals have their own individual story, so it really comes into play, the students helping them with the rehab. What sort of jobs do students do?
Well, the students are earning a Bachelor of Science in Wildlife Biology with a concentration in wildlife rehabilitation. And so these students are pursuing jobs either in wildlife education or wildlife rehabilitation. Some students are going on to veterinary school. Ryan is going on to earn his master's degree, and Jen she's going for an interview next week to be a bird trainer. She actually did an internship last summer up at the American Bald Eagle Foundation up in Alaska.
Wow.
So she is well versed in training birds. So.
Wow. And who is she bringing in now?
This is her love, Captain. She trained Captain last year, and Captain is a bonded, these 2 are a bonded pair, and this is Cloud Feather. She's a leucistic red-tailed hawk as well. She is 21 years old, and he is about 7 or 8.
And of course, what an incredible opportunity for these students. We were saying earlier that you're one of the only in the country on campus.
On an undergraduate campus. There's some that are with the vet schools, so they're with a graduate program, but this is the only program. These students work with the animals 3 out of the 4 years up in beautiful Banner Elk. So they go to class, they learn the genuses and phylums of these birds, and then they actually go down and work hands-on with them.
That is such a unique opportunity. Can you tell us the sounds that these birds make? I love that you're able to do that.
Thank you. The red-tailed hawks are more like You've probably seen these in the Western movies. Oh, that's called rousting.
Okay.
And so when they're sitting in their boxes and they're just hanging out and they're just sitting there, then when they get out, each feather is attached to a muscle. And what they do is they stretch that out and then they shake it.
We do that every morning. That could be part of the routine, right?
Yes.
Wow.
And so what sound does, so you said that one makes
That's
that
their
sound.
call.
That's
These 2 make that call. And
okay.
when they're talking to each other, it's more like a roar, 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 roar.
I would imagine the students really bond with the different animals.
Absolutely,
that you have there.
with the educational animals like these. So Jen, when she first started working with Captain, she had to build trust, and so Captain had to trust her before he would step up on her glove. So all this is based on positive reinforcement. where they offer food to the animals, and the animals have a choice where they come to the glove. Ryan here worked with another hawk. Her name is Jack, and she's got one eye, so she's one-eyed Jack, and she actually flies to the glove and eats her food on the glove.
Wow. How long does it take for students to build that relationship?
That's a good question. They actually, it's different for different students and different animals because everybody's different. And so the animals are just like us. They have different personalities, so they may warm up differently to different students.
People. Wow.
So it just takes time. So students actually work with the other students. So Jen might work with new students coming in, and she will teach them how to work with Captain because she knows him intimately. And so it's a great program based on reciprocal learning where students start off as learners and they end up as teachers and supervisors doing the shifts. The animals that are being rehabilitated, that's kind of a hands-off. You don't build a relationship with them because you want to keep them wild so that they can get released back to the wild. So it's a different story with each category.
And sometimes you do open it up for some tours, some special tours?
Not really tours because the animals in the hospital are patients and we keep them covered and quiet. But we do offer programs every Saturday at 1 o'clock so people can come and they bring out the animals much more than we have here today and teach people about their natural history and their stories and what we do at the center.
Wow, every animal has a story.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're
They're
welcome.
beautiful.
Thank you for having us.
And
Aren't
thank
they
you
wonderful?
To the students. Oh my goodness. And it's going to be hard to leave when you move on, isn't it? Well,
It is.
I
But
don't wanna
good luck
leave
to
them.
both of you. Have a unique opportunity to learn there.